Here we go. So we we have he and I, and we're talking about Angie and Damien, and I'm gonna add myself here so we can all kind of talk a little bit here. And how are y'all doing tonight?
We are good. How are you?
Great, great. So you're coming in from Everett, Washington.
Yes.
Is that anywhere near Spokane? Because we're going up that way soon.
We're probably about 4.5 hours from Spokane.
Ooh, is Washington that big?
Yeah, we're probably about, I don't know, 30 minutes north of Seattle.
Wow,
Yeah.
you're very, very close to Canada.
Yes, he's from Canada.
Wow, amazing. So maybe if we hear him talk, we'll see if we can detect any kind of an accent.
Yes, he
I'm trying not to lose my Canadian accent over time. I'm trying to hold it there with my sorries and tomorrows and stuff. So
I love it.
Yeah,
That's my favorite.
wow, amazing. So you guys are a recovery music ministry that you talk about Jesus, but you also talk about Jesus in the context of real life and real struggles. And
Yes.
one of your taglines that you're a little bit country, a little bit blues, a little bit broken, a little bit bruised. Does that
Yes.
does that indicate that you all have a story behind what you're coming to us with today?
Absolutely. Long story short, I am a recovering alcoholic addict and I'm a survivor of domestic violence. And I discovered that I was just an incredible mess in 2011, and that's where I went to treatment, and then when I got home, I found this program called Celebrate Recovery, and it is completely life changing. Um, they're they're saying they say we deal with all hurts, habits, and hangups. So it's not just drugs and alcohol; it's everything, codependency, abuse, pornography, food addiction, sex addiction, just all of the things that block us from allowing God in our hearts fully. Because a lot of those things, most of those things, it puts up walls, right? And it creates a situation where we're full of shame and guilt, and those things can really stop a person from allowing the Lord to have His way in our life. And so that's where I met him. And we have been writing music together for about 5 years. And yeah,
My understanding is that you are engaged also,
yes, we are.
but you're this is not a quick thing. You guys you've known each other quite some time already.
Yeah. When we met, we were both going through really difficult times in our lives. We were both going through a divorce, and we were just each other's buddies, and we did music together, and we just sort of were there for each other through that season of our lives. And um, we eventually ended up falling in love with each other.
yeah, best friends first.
I think you're doing things right. A lot of people put the cart before the horse, but you're making a solid friendship foundation.
It's the first time in my life that I've ever taken things slow and let God just in His timing. It's in His timing, and the reality is um, I have a lot of healing to do from my previous life, and I didn't want to jump in fully until I knew I was completely able to love Him the way He deserves to be loved. And I really needed a season where I just was putting myself first. I was a teen mom, so I've been taking care of somebody my entire life since, I was very young. And so this is the first time in my life that I've just been able to just have, you know, the time and the space to really heal the things that need to be healed before we make that commitment to each other. Because he has two little girls. And so it's really important to me that they see a relationship that is healthy and that is a godly relationship, a godly marriage, because, the, we could potentially be their only example of what a healthy relationship looks like. And I know how important that is because I never had that, and I know the damage it did to me in my life. And so, yeah.
I just love the maturity that's coming out through your voice into that microphone. and the depth of thinking and just what you're doing is right. What you're doing is
Yeah.
so right. So it's a blessing to hear about this, and I know we're going to keep in touch with you, and we're going to see how this evolves, and one day we're going to look back, and you will be married, and we're going to just hear the stories of victory and the struggles, because it's all you're all about keeping it real, keeping it real. So now, do you sing your own songs that you have written?
Yeah, so we picked four songs tonight. One is a worship song, one is a cover of one of my absolute favorite bands, and then two originals um, off of our first album that we released in 2020. Um, yeah, and it's just about. I'm really drawn to music where the lyrics are vulnerable and they're raw and they're real. And so yeah, these I have to be honest though, I'm feeling super insecure today with my singing because I kind of put myself on a timeout this last year. I've been doing worship very strong for about 10 years, and then a lot of singing when it came to recording the album, and I just needed a break. But as you know, if you don't use it, you lose it. And I really loved that. Abigail, thank you so much for going before me, because you reminded me that it's not about me. It's not about what I sound like. It's not about if I'm good enough. We do worship, we sing for Jesus, and it was just her special, gentle spirit just really blessed me and gave me
Yes.
the
Yeah.
confidence that I needed to just be real. It's not about
Yeah.
being perfect. It's not about singing, perfect. It's about worshiping Him and allowing Him into my soul. My heart cries out for Him in these
You
songs.
know,
And so,
it is okay to be put on a shelf temporarily. That's not where God has us to live. That's a temporary place. Is what God says. He says, I want you to take your light and you don't hide it under a bushel. You put it up in the mountaintop so people can see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. Saying, well, I don't want people to see my good works so they can, oh, look at how good I am. No, it's not about that. It's about you reflecting Jesus when every note you sing and every word you say,
yeah,
and you're also reflecting your humanity. But you're saying, you know what? There's a place where my humanity was met by God's divinity, and He's transformed everything.
amen.
So awesome. So well, I look forward to hearing you tonight.
So thank you so much. It's been a pleasure tonight to be a part of this community. And this first song we're going to do is called "I Will Carry You." It's by Ellie Holcomb, and I loved this song way before. I found it online somehow before it was even on the radio, and then I was so happy that it was on the radio recently. So we're going to do this song. Be
terrified, I will carry you. When the waters rise, when your heart runs dry, I will carry up and over the mountains, valley deep as the oceans. When you can't keep going, I will shoulder your burdens, up and over the mountains, valley deep as the oceans. When you can't keep going, I will shoulder your burdens. I will carry you through the darkest night when you're terrified. I will carry you when the waters rise, when your heart runs dry. I will carry you. Oh, I will carry you. Yeah, I will carry you.
Amen.
I
Amen.
love the songs where he speaks to us in the lyrics, where he's speaking over us, you know?
I was brought to think about Psalm 23 when you were singing that song. Talks about the Lord being our shepherd, how he makes us to lie down in green pasture, sets a table in the presence of our enemies. And even though we walk through the valley of shadow of death, we'll fear no evil because he's with us. That's what I'm hearing in this song, that God's got this. God's got this.
Yeah. So I'm going to stand for this next one. The song is called Fear. One of my probably favorite band that's not Christian is called Blue October. And this song has always been, I don't know, it's such a part of my soul that I literally, when I sing the song, it becomes such a part of just my like breathing. I don't know if there's music that you guys can relate to where when you're going through life and you're feeling certain things, a certain song will come to you and you sing it over yourself. So yeah, this is one of those songs for me. It's means so much to me, and I just wanted to do it for you guys again. It's called Fear by Blue October. If there's any Blue October fans out there and you're in the recovery community, you know what I'm talking about how inspirational the lead singer of this song is. And so yeah, we just want to do Fear.
And all my life, been running from a pain in me, a feeling I don't understand, and it's holding me down. So rain on me, underwater, all I am is getting harder, a heavy weight that I carry around. Today, I don't have to fall apart. feast. I'm starting now to find some peace and set myself free. Today, I don't have to fall apart, and I don't have to be afraid, and I don't have to let the damage consume my shadows see through me, 'cause fear in itself will reel you in and spit you out over and over again. Believe in yourself and you will walk. And fear in itself will use you up and it breaks you down like you were never enough. Yeah, I used to fall, now I get back up. See, I'm moving on. Oh God, just move on. Today, I don't have to fall apart, and I don't have to be afraid. See, I get back up, I get up, and nothing's gonna bring me down. And now fear, oh fear, and now fear, fear in itself will use you up and it breaks you down like you were never enough. I used to fall, I used to fall. So I breathe, I ask for more. And if I'm bitter still, ask Him to help me carry on.
Oh,
Yeah, that's powerful. That's so powerful.
it is, right? Okay, so this next song is called This Is Life. This is the, what do you call it, track title off our album? Is that what they call it? Yep. Track title.
Title track.
Title track. Okay, so this song really is just about, you know, all good things come to an end in life, and life is rough sometimes. But when we remember that we always have our friends, we always have our family, and no matter what, when we remember who Jesus is and that He is there through those hard times, He is there through it all, and He is the joy, He is the strength that never ends. We can get through anything, and His love is what we share. It's what we, as you know, in a community, whether it's, you know, church or family or whatever your community is, you have each other and you have the love that you share between each other, for Him, from Him. So yeah, this song is about seasons in life.
When the waters around you are rising and the moon just reflects where you've been, when your feet have lost grip
By the way, we got there's been a lot of activity in the chat box. I didn't say anything. I didn't want to interrupt you, but we had Bianca a couple songs ago saying this song is making me very emotional. This is Bianca Mendoza. We have Abigail Nygren saying "Love the Psalm." Josh Gammon, awesome song, and Liz says that Abigail means. Oh, that was the last person. Never mind. But anyway, and what about the name of your group together? He and I.
And I.
Is that talking about you and you and your fiance? What is that talking about?
No, that's he as in God above and I.
What about Damien?
Well, without God, there would be no me and Damien. So yeah, it's honestly it can be whatever you want it to be. But no,
Yeah,
the name came to me because it was, my music has always been just inspired by my relationship with the Lord and the things He's brought me through and the love He has for me that has literally just saved me from the depths of hell. If you know anything about addiction, it is
amen.
not fun to live through. It is not fun to be in that life. And so,
You know what though? You are more useful in God's hands, having gone through this. Not that we wish this upon anybody, but there are so many people that can relate to your testimony. I've never been, into alcohol. I don't even like the stuff, but or in drugs or anything. But I can relate to certain kind of people, but I can't relate to the people in the depth that you can, because you've been brought through it.
I always, I heard this from a very good friend of mine long ago that he actually thanked God for his addiction to crack cocaine. And I feel the same way. I thank God for my alcoholism because it has given me a depth of compassion and understanding for what people go through in life and the ability to meet them where they're at and walk alongside them to try to help them get well with the unless you've been there, you can't understand what they're going through. And
Yes, amen.
people are very judgmental and they think it's a choice, and at some point it is not a choice. You don't
It might
choose.
start out as one, but
Might
once you
start
open
out
that door, you give the devil an inch, he just flings it wide open, and then you need
yeah.
something very strong. You need a very strong God to come work on your
Amen.
behalf. Yeah.
Amen.
Damien, what about you? I'd like to hear a little about your story, of what God's done in your life.
Okay, sure. Just this whole process after going kind of through divorce and grief and learning about myself and counseling and codependency and people pleasing kind of thing was my kind of way of life. And then just going through this program, meeting these amazing people and kind of understanding myself, processing everything, getting through some really hard times and knowing that you're not alone and being with people. And then when I met Angie, it was kind of the first time ever that brought my music to life. I was a piano player, but I'd never really written any Christian music or had words put to my music and stuff. So this was all brand new, and it was like a kind of fire, like awakened in me, like, whoa, this is what you're meant to be doing, like creating some of this music. And so that was just turning something terrible into something amazing for God, redeeming it. So it's just absolutely great. Met some amazing people, turned my life around, and I'm just so excited for the future. We're writing some amazing stuff. Like we got a bunch of love songs, which he's never done before, coming up in our next album and stuff like that. So fun things like that for me, and I'm just on the journey along with it and having a great time and trying to be the best father I can be for my kids. And yeah.
You guys are such a beautiful singing team and a ministry team.
Thank you.
I've never heard each of you on your own to be able to confirm this, but I suspect that you're better together than you ever were on your own.
I cannot play an instrument to save my life, and I don't pretend to. Like, I'm a singer, I'm a lyricist, and I produce and write music, but I need him to do what I do, and he needs me to do what he does. And, obviously you can listen to beautiful piano playing anytime, or, if you want to listen to me singing a cappella, whatever, but together, I really do believe in my heart that God brought us together to write music for him. And it is an honor to be a part of this journey with him and just the people that we get to meet and bless with the songs that he gives us. Yeah,
but you are also communicators.
Yes, exactly.
You're very much communicators,
Yep.
and you're communicating not from head knowledge, but from life experience.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, like you said, we're currently working on our second album right now, and it's all love songs, love found, love lost, just like more relationship type secular music, but still very spiritual because that's just who we are. You know, we can't leave the most important part of it out. So yeah, we're working on the next June. We are literally in the studio all of June, pretty much,
Wow.
to try and wrap up this album. So that'll be done here
And
this
how do
year.
people find your music? How do people get in touch with you and follow you?
So we have our website, heandiband.com. We have the album and just kind of our story on there. We're also on all the music profile or platforms like Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, all that stuff.
And is it he ampersand I?
Spell out and heandiband.com.
You spell it out, A-N-D?
Yeah, and that's the website, and then our name is the ampersand, he and
Gotcha.
I.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well,
So
what,
this last song we're gonna do, I'm sorry, did I interrupt?
no, I was just going to ask you, what do you have to wrap up your set tonight? I just can't wait
Yes,
to see
so
what you have.
this next one's called Get Up and Walk. It is from John 5:8, where, you know, we have the guy at the well who'd been there for 37, 38 years, waiting for a miracle, somebody to come save him. And Jesus says, do you want to get well? And this song is about that. It's about recovery. This song is about, you know, stopping all the excuses, stopping all of the blaming and the justifying and waiting for your circumstances to change around you for you to change. This song is about you picking up your mat, doing the work, you being the one to change, and God is right there with you, pushing you, holding you up, guiding you the whole time. So Get Up and Walk is the last song we're going to do. We're just so grateful to have been here tonight. Thank you so much for listening. You said, stand up, sweetheart, in a voice soft and sweet. You said, come closer, dear, come closer to me. And I've been changing. I've been choosing your ways, and ever since choosing you, I'm seeing better days. You said, get up and walk, say how you feel, tell me your story, I'll be holding
That is a very, very encouraging song right there.
Well,
And,
thank
and
you.
it reminds me of a Bible verse in Hebrews 3:13. It says, "But encourage one another daily, as long as it is called today, so that none of you may be hardened by sin's deceitfulness." And one of the things that the devil lies to us about is, says, you know what? Yeah, you're too far gone. You know, give up, give up. You can't do this. God will not come through for you. You've blown it too badly. And you say, well, I'm just going to stay falling. Well, why should I get up? I'm just going to fall again. I might as well stay down in the first place. But we need somebody to say to us, you know what? You can make this. God is on your side. I'm on your side. Get up. Let's go.
Yep, totally.
And
Preach
your
it, sir.
song just breathes life and it breathes encouragement.
Well, God is encouragement, right?
Amen.
Yeah.
Well, I've been really blessed tonight, and I'm sure we'll be hearing from people, that have been touched through your music tonight, through your words.
Thank you, sir.
So, is there anything else you'd like to say before we bring on our final artist and our outreach speakers tonight?
Yeah, so I just I'm just real. And if there's anyone listening tonight that is struggling with going through their life, whether it's obvious or not, take the mask off. Um, it's okay to be broken. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to say that you have done it all wrong. God is waiting for you. He is waiting for you to say, I surrender and I want more from this life than what I've been doing. And if there's anybody listening that is struggling with addiction, whether it's drugs, alcohol, pornography, food addiction, or they're a survivor of abuse, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My name is Angie West. I am available to anybody who wants to talk. It is my life's purpose to help people who are still struggling with addiction. So yeah, God is waiting for you to say, no more, I'm done. And your life can be so amazing if you're willing to put it down, if you're willing to say, I can't do this anymore. It's so worth it. It's not easy, but it's so worth it. You want to say something? No? Okay.
That was
And
so
also,
powerful.
I will plug Celebrate Recovery. Do a search. This program is literally saving hundreds of thousands of lives. It is all over the world. It's in thousands and thousands of churches. You can plug it in celebraterecovery.com and find your tribe, find your group of people that want to help you. Truly, that's where I met Jesus, is in Celebrate Recovery. I met him, the real Jesus, not the religion Jesus, the real Jesus.
Well, I appreciate the generous offer that you're making to anybody out there that if they need somebody that they can
Yeah.
to lend them an ear or to just pray for them or to be with them to share insight, that you're going to be there for them. That's quite amazing.
Thank
You're
you.
not just a person that's saying I'm going to make my albums and be famous and whatever. No, you're saying no. I'm here to
No.
serve. I'm here to love.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate you, both of you, and I do see that you got some coffee there on that table there because it's quite late where you are. Matter of fact, actually no, you're in Washington. You're in our same time zone, aren't you?
Yeah. Grill some steak and make a baked potato. We got to call the babysitter and tell them to bring the kids home. And yeah.
Amen. Well, God bless you all, and hope we can have you on very very soon in the near future.
Thank you.